getting put out.
See, Kyra, you get independence when you become independent.
Hot take. If you a parent that's planning on making your child pay bills or pay rent when they turn 18 years old, you're abusive.
I want to use this video to talk about housing dynamics and the parental relationships with children in America. For one, I don't think you're abusive if you make your kids pay bills when they're 18, provided you aren't doing it in an abusive way. Making your kid pay their phone bill when they're 18 to teach them a sense of responsibility is much different than making them pay a $1,000 rent all of a sudden and kicking them out to the streets if they fail to do so. But for two, the way average American citizens handle the concept of raising kids and them moving out, and look down on dynamics where that's not the case, or even dynamics where kids move back home after a while, is acting against their own self-interest. One of the goals of your parenthood or family should be to set your kids up to succeed in life over and over and over again, for generation and generation and generation. That's your generational wealth. So you should be doing whatever you can to give your kid an additional leg up. And that bleeds into every decision, by the way. Waiting to have kids until after you're married. Waiting to have kids until after you're financially stable. Maybe that then becomes letting them live with you for free while they finish college. Letting them live with you until they get a job in their field. Letting them move back home if something fails. Why? Because all of those stepping stones in the bigger picture will contribute to them becoming successful in life. Which then benefits the whole dynasty, because then they can take care of you and your grandkids. I also just can't imagine not wanting to help my children if I love them, but I digress. The concept of taking pride in kicking your kids out early and thinking it's a flex because they need to be independent when they're struggling is akin to people who were forced to stop working during the pandemic because the government shut down the economy, refusing to take or speaking out against stimulus checks because they don't need no handouts, despite it being their own tax dollars and literally the government's fault. You're shooting yourself in the foot. Except maybe you're worse because you're shooting your kids in the foot, but whatever. I'd almost go as far to say it's propaganda from the rich trickling down in an ideologies for thee but not for me fashion. Because one thing rich people are going to do is set those kids up for success. They're going to let their kids stay in those family estates for free. They'll give them really anything they need for free until they're fine on their own, even if they never become fine on their own. And for those of you who have grave difficulty processing information, I'm not saying you never teach your kids any independent life skills, or to just let them leech off you forever, creating and providing nothing of value on their own, because that would be counterproductive to their success as well. I'm simply saying, help your kids. Save your dynasty.